Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco aren't rushing wedding plans, they have an album to release. The two stars recently got engaged, but right now, they want to celebrate their collaborative LP, I Said I Love You First. If the engagement ring Benny Blanco slipped onto Selena Gomez's finger in December has sealed his fate as a stay-at-home husband, he considers it to be a pretty good deal. That's what I'm praying for, the producer and songwriter, 37, says over Zoom from their Los Angeles residence. I like to be domestic. Gomez, 32, is seated to his right, smiling down at the massive marquise diamond beaming back at her. She can't complain, either. When she's craving chips and queso in the dead of the night, he's down in the kitchen making it happen. And when she hunkered down in their home recording studio unsure of her musical direction after a few false starts in the 5 years since her LP Rare, Blanco helped clear the fog. That's the most intimate I've ever been in a studio, says Gomez, who dropped her fourth studio album, a release with Blanco titled I Said I Love You First, out on March 21st. We did everything from home, and we created it with people that we love. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to remain updated on your favorite celebrities. Having familiar collaborators Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter on the project, along with Blanco, unlocked a sense of freedom in the singer and actress. You can hear it in the winking innuendos on her new single Sunset Boulevard and in the bare confessions of the tender ballad Younger and Hotter. And while I Said I Love You First has taken slight precedence over wedding planning, Gomez and Blanco see the record as an extension of their relationship. I hadn't seen her excited about music for a long time, and I remember she was like, I have to pull over the car because I'm so happy, Blanco remembers. And then I knew at that moment. I was like, well, if it's making both of us happy, then hopefully it makes a few other people happy. What did album mode feel like for you guys? Gomez, I was, to be honest, very frustrated and kind of confused on where I wanted to go next musically. And we had been together for a while, and obviously I would confide in him. I couldn't figure out my sound. It helps that he knows a little bit about music, and it kind of happened organically to where I felt like this process was unlike any other process I'd ever been through. Blanco, she'd wake up, I'd have a pen out, and I'd write what was on her mind. Then we'd go into the other room and create it, and it became a song. It was such a cathartic and therapeutic experience. All the songwriter, it's all our friends. There's no, like, man, we're gonna get in with this person for the first time, I wonder how this is gonna go. We also kept this one really close to the chest, because I feel like it was so important for it to be written exactly how we wanted it and to feel exactly how we wanted it to feel. Selena, when you look back at who you were when you made Revival 10 years ago, how do you marry those two versions of yourself? Gomez, Revival was such a pivotal moment for me, and I'll always be so proud of it. I think in terms of headspace, I was very happy with how the album went, because I really felt very much in control of that, and then the image of it all was really important too. But I think now, this sounds so silly, but I'm older, so I think the way I go about things is different. I don't obsess over certain things to make it. I just tried so hard to be cool, you know? I just wanted to be viewed as cool. Good for you, having A$AP Rocky on it, I was so honored and it was such a highlight. This is another version, just being able to do this with someone I love, who happens to also be one of the most talented producers, and then doing it after building years of those relationships. I did Good For You 10 years ago with Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter, and they're incredible. They're on every album, but they're on this album. This one felt like, okay, now I have a little bit more of a rein on what I'm doing, and I have the same people, but also him, and it makes it feel more mature. How did your approach to emotional ballads change after having a career-defining moment with Lose You to Love Me? Gomez, I think it's safe to say my strength in music would be just storytelling in the way that I just feel comfortable in a lower register and a softer tone. That's something that I know I can bring to the table, so I just tried to highlight that. And so did Benny, while he was composing everything and putting it together. It was like, what would be nice and soothing for my voice, nothing that sounded like I was trying to be anything else. That was really important to me. To do these vulnerable songs, it's nice because I'm in a different place than I was. Looking at this new era of pop stars Sabrina Carpenter, Chappelle Roan, Gracie Abrams, even Charlie XCX, do you see elements of pop right now that could be traced back to an album like Revival? Same Old Love and Good For You feel ahead of their time. Blanco, right now is such an amazing time for music, because more so than ever, there's no label being like, this is the song you have to listen to. There's no radio pushing it down your throat. Kids are going online and they're discovering this music themselves, and they're like, I don't give a fuck if this person wasn't the biggest artist in the world yesterday, they are today. They're changing the wave, and I think it's letting people express themselves in so many different ways. Charlie is the perfect example, because she brings all the best points of 2010 and the 2000s, in how she dresses and what she creates. She's created, not only a sonic landscape, but she's created such a lifestyle. I love when artists can do that for people, and Billie is a great version of that too. Having all these females that can empower people to not be like everyone else. I just love that Selena was so instrumental in helping cultivate that sound. She was never trying to be anybody else. She was, like emo whisper why before it was a thing. The one thing I love about her music, beyond obviously her voice and her tone and everything, is her point of view. No matter what type of song she's doing, she's speaking from the heart. She doesn't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. And you either like it or you don't. How did the Gracie Abrams feature on Call Me When You Break Up come together? Blanco, I've known Gracie since she was 14 years old. She used to date a very good friend of mine, one of my protégés. When she started making music, I jumped at the drop of a hat to put her on one of my songs, before anyone knew her. One day, me and Selena were just talking about stuff, and Selena started following her, and they started commenting on each other's things. She has so many unique characteristics about her, but she also has so many similar ones to Selena. When they hang out, they're like, oh my god, we're like, the same person. And they're both little hermits that want to stay in, and they're both pretty shy, but somehow turn it on and become the biggest stars in the world. It was really cool watching them interact, and especially when we shot a music video. They can both speak their mind, and it's almost like telepathy when they were talking to each other. And it felt like Sel was giving her almost like a big sister role, because she's been in these situations for so long. We talk about that a lot on the album, too. Sel's so easy to talk to and so is Gracie, but it just felt like they've known each other for 20 years. Gomez and low-key, I got cool points from my little sister for having her on, so I was very happy about that. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and click the notification bell.